Hey, we in this thing. It's my first video. It's your boy Angus Phase, and today I'm gonna teach y'all how to do a mid fade on Drake type hair. First thing you're gonna do is lay the hair down. You want all the hair to be in place before you start cutting it. You don't want to cut any hair that's not in the right spot. Alright, now you're gonna set your initial guideline. So me, on this mid fade, I'm going to right about where his eyebrows are. I'm using it as like a preference point, and I'm gonna follow the shape of the head. You don't want to give my man's no chili bowl or nothing. And make sure you do not press the trimmer down too hard, because it'll make the line harder for you to get out whenever you start fading. And on this part, make the skin, just make it as bald as possible, because it's going to make the fade blurrier and tighter. And for this step, you don't need trimmers. You can use whatever you have, use whatever you got to make it bald. You can use your clippers, wall balders, whatever you have. Now that we've opened the clipper, we'll make our second guideline. So I go up about an inch because I give myself room to blend. You need room to blend when you fade, or else the blend's gonna go from light to dark too quick. So if you want it to be blurry, give yourself room to blend. Go over the guideline a couple times to make sure your hair is all the same length. And when you get towards the top, flick out. You don't want to create any harsh lines. You want to make everything easy for yourself. Okay, so we made the guideline with the clipper open, so now we're going to close the clipper like you just saw in slow motion. So when you close it, you're going to attack the bottom of the guideline and just use the corners, because you don't want to make any hard line and get out. Use the corners and flick out, but don't go too high, only go like a quarter of an inch maybe. Okay, so when I made my initial guideline, I used trimmers. So trimmers make a harder line to get out. So you can only take the line out with what you made it with. So if you didn't use trimmers for your initial guideline, you might not need this step. I'm just getting the little line I see. Whenever we closed the clipper, we made this line. But remember, we're still within the same guideline. So we just got to get everything between open and close. So just open the clipper just a little bit and go up a little bit more. Throw on that one guard, make sure the clipper is open, and make your next guideline. You're gonna make it the same width, so make it like about an inch up, and make a C-cup motion with your wrist, flick out, and follow the same shape that you already have. Now you're going to close the one guard and soften the bottom of the guideline. So it was open and now we're closing it. We're just going to soften the bottom line. That one you see right there. Simple, simple, simple. And make sure to only use the corners of the blade. Only the corners. Now you're going to throw in that half guard. That's if you're using wall clippers, but if you're using INSTA, then it'll be your 0 guard. And make sure it's closed. The one guard won't take out the line all the way, so therefore you'll have to use the half guard. This is called the butter guard. So make sure it's closed and use the corners. Only attack the bottom of the line. You don't want to take the line any higher. See, this guideline is practically already almost faded out, but I like to get extra detail. Open the clipper halfway and attack the same line. You want to use the half guard, but you can go up a little bit higher just to give it that more blurry effect, you know. Okay, if necessary, open the clipper a little bit more and take out the dark spots you see, if it's even necessary. But me, I like to get into detail, and you gotta give the people what they want so you can get your money. This next step is all about the flick of the wrist. So apply your 2-guard open and start removing the bulk. So you're not really trying to make a guideline here, you're just taking out the bulk you see. So like, don't dig into his head, dig out. When you go to the line, flick out and just take the bulk off. There's still a dark line left, so you're going to use the 2-guard and you're going to close it and attack that dark line. You're going to use the corners of your blade and just soften it up. You're going to get it ready for the 1.5 guard. Now you'll attach the 1.5 guard and make sure the clipper is open. Use the corners of the blade still. Always use the corners of the blade and flick out towards the line. It's almost going to take it out completely, but it'll still be there faintly. If you feel like the hair is not getting any lighter or you're not cutting the hair, try and listen for the hair. When I first started cutting hair, this tip helped me out a lot. First we did the 1.5 guard open, now we're doing the 1.5 guard closed, and we're attacking the same line, but this will almost take it out completely. Okay, sometimes the 1.5 guard close doesn't take the line out all the way, but if you throw on the 1 guard open, it completes the fade. So throw on the 1 guard open and use the corners to lighten up that little dark line you see, and boom, blurry. Another big tip is to let the clipper do the work. Don't rub the clipper on his head. You just gotta let that thing slide. Let the clipper do the work. Because if you rub it, like if you're pushing too hard, you're gonna wear your shoulders out, and it's gonna kill you. I promise. And you're gonna put in too many lines you can't take out. I promise y'all are gonna hear me say this a million times. Make sure you detail. If you don't detail, then your fade is just gonna be mediocre, and I don't think no customer wants a mediocre fade. So give the customer what they want, and they're gonna come back, I promise. I'm still in the detail phase, so what you see me doing here is going back with a no guard on and taking out those little lines I see at the very bottom. I'm just trying to get the fade as tight and nice as possible. And I know a lot of y'all probably don't see it, but I see it. Spots like that make a big difference. So if you want to see more spots like that, here's a tip. You can turn around and look at something else. So just look in the mirror or look at a white wall. So when you look back at the fade, you'll see spots you don't like because your eyes mess with you. If you're staring at something for too long, your eyes can trick you, I promise. So what I'm doing here is laying all the hairs down. So before the edge up, you want all the hairs to be laid down in the right spot so the edge up can be as clean and crispy as possible. And right now I was spraying spritz on this hairline to hold the hairs in place. Okay, so now we're on the edge up. So for the hairline, keep it as natural as possible. And the biggest tip, the thing that helped me the most, was using reference points. So use his eyebrows as reference points. Those will allow you to keep the hairline natural and looking proportionate to the face. You want to make his face look proportionate. If you push it back, then his face will look disproportionate, and you don't want that. Ooh, that shit crispy. I hope y'all like the cut. I hope this tutorial helped y'all out. Subscribe down low for more. Like the video. Shout out to EJ Jones TV, 360 Jeezy, and Chris Boswell for inspiring me. Never settle. I'm out.